By the time we got there, the meeting had commenced. Hiram had opened the meeting and was preaching when we went in. We went into the old log house. There lies the Bible, the Book of Mormon, and the Book of Doctrine and Covenants, the revelations God has given through Joseph for the salvation of the people in the 19th century. Yet I would not give the ashes of a rye straw for these 3 books, so far as they are efficacious for the salvation of any man that lives, without the living oracles of God. Were the children of God to mingle their seed with the seed of Cain, it would not only bring the curse of being deprived of the power of the priesthood upon themselves, but entail it upon their children after them, and they cannot get rid of it. If a man in an unguarded moment should commit such a transgression, if he would walk up and say, "Cut off my head," and kill man, mother, and child, it would do a great deal towards atoning for the sin. Would this be to curse them? No, it would be a blessing to them. It would do them good that they might be saved with their brethren. A man would shudder should they hear us talk about killing folk, but it is one of the greatest blessings to some to kill them.
I served a full-time mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints from May 1975 to May 1977. I was assigned to the Colorado-Denver mission. As missionaries, we were not allowed to teach African Americans unless they came to us. Missionaries were never assigned into black neighborhoods. If, however, while we were tracting, a black person answered the door, this is what we would say. "Hello, we are ministers in your area encouraging you to attend the church of your choice and to have a nice day." That was it. Then we would turn and leave. To help us as missionaries understand the church's position as to why blacks were not allowed to receive the priesthood, we were given a talk to read by President Alvin R. Dyer titled, "For What Purpose?" Alvin R. Dyer was an ordained apostle and had been a member of the First Presidency from 1968 to 1970. The talk was originally given in Norway at a missionary conference on March 18, 1961. We were encouraged to study his remarks. We read here President Dyer's reason as to why we have Negroes upon the earth.
I suppose you often may have heard missionaries say it, or have asked the question, "Why is a Negro a Negro?" And you have heard the answer, "Well, they must have been neutral in the pre-existence, or they must have straddled the fence." That is the most common saying, they were neither hot nor cold, so the Lord made them Negroes. This, of course, is not true. The reason that spirits are born into Negro bodies is because those spirits rejected the priesthood of God in the pre-existence. This is the reason why you have Negroes upon the earth.
My best friend Jim served a full-time mission during the same 2 years I did, 1975 to 1977. However, Jim served in Puerto Rico, which was a challenge because there was so much mixed Negro blood. He wrote this to me.
We would teach investigators the discussion on the lineage of Cain. After that, we would point-blank ask the people what their ancestry was. There were many investigators who were descendants of African ancestry. If someone were male, we would look at photos of their mother, father, grandmothers, grandfathers to make a priesthood determination. If they were female, we wouldn't worry too much about it. I never really felt right about looking through people's personal belongings, as I felt that it was invasive and kind of creepy, but that is what we were told to do by our mission leaders. And we did it. I have a son-in-law who is black and is a very intelligent attorney. How can I ever tell him about those teachings without him feeling excluded? I do still have the lineage of Cain investigation discussion in Spanish, written on light green paper, in my missionary file box.
I think what Jim wrote here is most significant. If someone were male, we would look at photos of their mother, father, grandmothers, grandfathers to make a priesthood determination. Wow! This is the very essence of racial profiling, believing that one race is superior to another. The sad thing is, we were not alone in this evil practice. The Nazis did it too. Of course, their purpose was much more sinister. Still, the racial profiling wrongly performed for many years in the Mormon Church caused tremendous confusion, pain, anxiety, sadness, and to some a deep sense of failure, being branded as a fence-straddling, priesthood-rejecting, pre-existence child of God. I asked my friend Jim to send me a copy of the Lineage of Cain investigation discussion, which he did. All 11 pages came to me in Spanish, which I then translated into English. As you can see, this discussion is entitled The Black and the Priesthood and The Doctrine of Plural Marriage. The objective is that at the end of this presentation, the family will accept the fact that the Negro cannot currently hold the priesthood. I will pause here where the missionary asked the question, do you believe that God was unfair by withholding the priesthood from some and giving it to others based on their lineage? The missionary continues, with modern revelation, the Lord has made it clear to us that there is still a part of His children who do not have the right to the priesthood. Joseph Smith and successive presidents of the church have taught that blacks, as spiritual children of our father and prodigy of our earthly parents, Adam and Eve, were not yet to receive the priesthood for reasons which we know are known to God, but which have not been transmitted to men. The last pages of this missionary discussion is designed to convince investigators that God allowed certain men to have more than one wife. This is a separate topic not covered on this video. Harold B. Lee was one of the most outspoken opponents of civil rights within the top leadership of the church during the 1960s. As a member of the Board of Trustees of Brigham Young University, he was in favor of barring blacks completely from the university. In 1960, then apostle of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Harold B. Lee wrote President Wilkinson saying, "If a granddaughter of mine should ever go to BYU and become engaged to a colored boy there, I will hold you responsible."
Shall I tell you the law of God in regard to the African race? If the white man who belongs to the chosen seed mixes his blood with the seed of Cain, the penalty, under the law of God, is death on the spot. This will always be so.